Hi, this is Tracey from Mindless Crafting, and today we're going to be creating a beautiful album using the Prima Diamond Collection Kit. So let's get started. Okay, so the kit comes with chipboard stickers, a stamp set, journaling note cards, 2 sets of flowers, another set of leaves, more stickers. Okay, look how gorgeous those are. Has everything you need to create a beautiful journal. Ephemera. Of course, your paper, so I can't wait to see what this looks like when we put our journal together. And you also have some Say It in crystals. Look how gorgeous those are. Imagine adding these to the cover, so I can't wait till we work on our cover to make it really pop. You're also going to need a few tools, so let me go ahead and get the list for you. So you're going to need 5 sheets of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, because we're going to cut it down. I'm going to be using a black base to create the skeleton of our album. You're going to need some patterned paper or cardstock. 20 sheets are going to have to be cut down to 4 by 6. So we're going to be using the paper pad that's in that kit. So there's 30 sheets, so it's more than enough, and this is the 6 by 6 paper pad. You're also going to need a corner rounder if you want to round your corners on your album. You're going to need a scoreboard / paper trimmer. I know some of them, I have the combo one, you'll see that in a moment. You're going to need some type of glue or adhesive to hold your album together. I'm going to be using art glitter glue. You'll need some kind of thin ribbon. Let's see, I couldn't decide yet, but I do have these 2 thin ribbons that I'm going to be using, and that's if you want your album to have some type of closure. So these are the 2. I haven't decided which one yet, but these are the 2 that so far that I narrowed it down to. You're going to need a bone folder because we got to smooth out our pages, and you'll see that in a moment too. And of course some scissors, and then there's some optional things that you could use like the paper punch, some paper punches, or some washi tape. And when I say like your paper punch, something like maybe you want to decorate it with some extra hearts and things like that. But we won't get to that for a while. All right, so let's go ahead and get our papers cut out. Okay, so I'm going to be using 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You're going to need 5 sheets of this. This is a 90-pound cardstock, so it's pretty sturdy enough to hold our album together. And you're going to need to cut them down. So let me show you the measurements for cutting them down. The larger piece is going to be 9 3/4 by 6 1/4. The next piece is going to be 9 1/2 by 6 1/4. The third largest piece is going to be 9 1/4 by 6 1/4. The fourth piece is going to be 9 inches by 6 1/4. And then the final piece will be 8 3/4 by 6 1/4. So I thought I would write with the white gel pen just so that you can see what it looks like on the black paper, the black cardstock, and that way at least you'll be able to cut your papers down. So if you could either pause the video at this point and cut them all down to these sizes, but notice everything on this side is 6 1/4. On this side, all you're doing is you're dropping it down 9 by 1/4 inch, 9 3/4, 9 1/2, 9 1/4, 9 inches, and then 8 3/4. So as long as you remember that, you're good to go. Okay, so at this point, you should have all your sheets cut out. All right. And so all you're going to do now is you're going to score your sheets. So I like to start from the largest one. So you're going to score at 4 1/4, right? Then you're going to turn it around and score at 4 1/4. That's it. That's the largest one. Let's take the next one. Just going in order here. Your next sheet, you're going to take and score at 4 1/4. Flip it around and score it again at 4 1/4. And if you watched our live stream, you probably saw me do this. If you recently watched one of our live streams, and I just want to make sure that I do a tutorial for those of you that don't do the live streams, or if you watch a live stream and you want to watch again. And of course, we got cars driving through the neighborhood, but let's stay focused. 4 1/4. Flip it around and score again at 4 1/4. So hopefully up to this point, you've got this down, because this is the most important part, or one of the most important parts of putting your album together. Score at 4 1/4 again, flip it around, score at 4 1/4. And I've recently started making mini albums, and I absolutely love, love, love making them. So much fun, and you can put your own spin on it. Okay, so 4 1/4 again. This is the smallest piece now. And score again at 4 1/4. Okay, so hopefully that was easy enough for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so we want to start bending these right on the fold to make our spine. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and like bend it a little bit more there, and do the same thing on the other fold. Just so it'll have a really good crease on it. See how that is? See, I know the paper is black, so it might be difficult to see, but that's what we want. We want a really good fold on those. So that's our smallest piece. I'll do the same thing on this one. Yeah, that's coming together. So I'm just going to place this in here, so just so you can see what it's starting to look like. Okay, so you want to line them up in order. And this is called stack the deck method of putting your binding together. And I learned this from Lyric Lover Crafts. She is awesome. And she has inspired me, truly inspired me, and a lot of my followers with making mini albums. Always wanted to make one, but just wasn't, sure enough about the binding, or whether I could even teach someone to do this style of binding. But this is simple enough. Okay, see that? And then go here. And it's okay that I wrote on here, because it's going to be covered up later with our beautiful paper. Okay, so you see how that looks? Let me just show you before we start gluing. So it starts to line up like this, almost like this, but you'll see once we start gluing it together. See if you can see that. Okay. Actually, one more step before we even start gluing it together. Let's go ahead and round the corners, okay? So let's round the corners of these. As if you want them rounded. If you don't, you don't have to. But I like the corners rounded on mine. But whatever works for you is fine. If you don't want them rounded, you just want them to stay square at the corners, you can do that. So just the outer corners. Might as well lay these together because we're going to start putting them, gluing them together in a moment. So I'll just lay them out in order. Okay. This is a great craft and it's it would make a wonderful gift for someone also. And a reason why I want to take you through this whole process is because I think it's something that you would enjoy doing. And many of you have been wanting to learn how to do journals. I know there's someone out there who's been wanting to do a journal or an album. And I think if you get this part, the rest will just come easy to you. Okay, so now we're going to start putting our album together as far as the binding part of it. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take the first one. That's the largest one. That's going to be the bottom piece. And you're going to take the second largest, which is the 9.5 by 6 1/4. And you are going to glue it into this area here, right? So let's see if you, hopefully you can see that. You're going to leave a little bit of space on each side. So you don't want to glue it on the creases here. You want to stay away from that, but you want to make sure that it's centered in there. So let's go ahead and try this first one. So just take your time applying your glue. Oh, and don't put too much glue on there like I just did. I love it. So just take your time. Now I know some people like to use score tape. I love my my art glitter glue, so I'm gonna use that. And you just want to line this up right to the edge, leave a little bit of space. So you want to kind of center it. So let's see, it's going to be centered here and here, and I'm just looking, and I'll show you in a moment, leaving a little bit of space on each side. And you want to make sure that it's level, so it needs to be straight on with both sides. And the nice thing about art glitter glue, even though it dries fast, I have a little bit of room to wiggle it around if it's not even or it's not positioned where I want it. Okay, and then I'm going to just smooth it down. Okay. And so you have the first one in. So look at that, y'all. See how that is? Leaving a little bit of room on each side. There and right there. Okay. And just take your time with this part. Don't rush it. Okay, so let's take the third piece. Try not to go too close to the edge because you know art glitter glue will kind of spill over once you start flattening it out. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to show you the whole process of this because this is a very important part. Okay, and make sure you have enough room, just a little bit of room on each side. So I'm just going to turn it so I can see it. And then I'm just going to press that in once I'm happy with the placement. Okay. And we're going to take our fourth piece, coming right along. Glue that piece down. Lining it up in the center there on each side. I'm just going to push it up a little bit because it's not up to the edge there. Just being careful of each edge. Okay, and I guarantee that each time you do this, you make one of these albums, you'll just get better and better. So on this one, just a thin layer of glue. So this is the last one. I'm just going to press that down and hold it for a moment. Making sure I can see this. I'm just going to line it up. Leaving a little bit of room on each side. So imagine all of the paper that you have in your stash that you can use to make your album. So I think we got it all lined up now. And so that's how you do your binding. So this is the structure for your album. How cool is that? When I made my first one and I got to this point, I was like, oh my goodness, it all came together. Okay, so now for the next step. Okay, and we'll be using the Diamond Collection paper pad in 6x6, but we're going to be cutting these down to 4x6. So you'll need 20 of these cut down to 4x6. And so let's look at this paper pad and how gorgeous it is. You're really going to love this. Look how pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So it's deciding what paper to use. Look at that. This is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these down. Look how pretty that is. The biggest thing is selecting your paper, right? That's the biggest challenge because it's all pretty. But we don't want to save our paper. We want to use it, right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to cut these down and we'll be right back. Okay, so now we have our 20 pieces to go in our album. And now comes the time to start decorating it, okay? So we're going to put these in here. So you want to pull out the cover, the front and the back cover. So at least you have that set aside. So I'm thinking of having this gorgeous beauty right here on the cover. And then having one of these maybe as on the back area like that. Or I could flip it over like that. Something like that. So I'm going to pull those two aside for now. And don't forget, you want to also have the spine. So these little pieces here are what are left over from cutting that 6x6 paper. So these are 2x6 inch pieces. So one of these can be cut down to 1 inch by 6. So you want to have 1 inch by 6, and that will create the spine. So you want to make sure you have one of those put aside too. So I'm just going to put these two aside. And let's see. thinking of the spine here. So if I have, so this is my thinking here. I like the way this looks because it kind of breaks that up, but I also like the way this pattern right here looks. And this is double-sided paper too. So that looks really pretty as a spine, kind of keeping with the, so I'm going to use this one for the spine on this. I also cut out some ribbon, because don't forget, before you put that cover on, you need to go ahead and put your ribbon, glue your ribbon down. So we'll be going through that process as well. So this is the ribbon that I'm going with. This is 25 inches of ribbon, and that's going to go across here for our closure. I mean, now if you don't want your album to be able to close, then you don't have to do that. But I want mine to close, so this is going to go on before I put on the cover. All right, or glue those covers down. So these three, I'm going to cut this down. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Cut it down to 1 inch, because I think that's a little bit too long right now. That might be, that's 2 inches. So I want to cut this down to 1 inch. So it'd be 1 inch by 6 inches, and that'll leave a nice little border around there, right? So that's going to glue on like that. So look how pretty that looks. Wow, that's going to look really nice. So I'm going to put this aside also. Okay, so don't forget to round your edges, right? So if you're going to decorate on this side versus this side, let me just show you. So say you want to decorate on this side, you're going to round the edges here, right? If you're trying to get it on this side. Because if you flip it over and you round the edges on this side, it'll be upside down, if that makes sense. So just be careful with the patterns, because this is a double-sided paper. So you want to, like this right here, if I want it to come on this side and I want to use this other side, round these edges, right? Because if you try to round them all on one side, then you end up having some that fit upside down. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll do a few of these. This one I want to go on, so I need about let's see. So I have 20 of these of 18, so I need 9 for one side and 9 for the other side. So I need 9 going facing this way with corners on this side. This doesn't matter because it's one pattern, but I need 9 and 9 for each side. Yep. So now if I was to take this again, this one right here, right? Let's see. And say I wanted it to be placed on this side, right? I want to round the corner over on this side here. All right, just so that you get what I'm talking about on those. Okay, so I'm going to just put that there, and I'm just going to round my corners. This is going to be so gorgeous when we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and move on and get these all rounded, and then we'll start gluing them in. Okay, so when you start gluing these down, you want to make sure that you're adding the glue to your paper and not onto your base, okay? And I don't need a whole lot of glue on here to get this to glue down. Don't need a whole lot. So this is officially my 4th journal. Okay, and so I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up. Right now, of course, it's upside down, but that's okay. I just need to really see how to glue that in and leave that little black border. that, and I'm going to take my bone folder and just smooth that out. So we have a nice flat surface on that. Look how beautiful that's starting to look already. Okay, and then you just take your other one. So I just separated mine out. The ones on this side are going to go on this area, and this side is going to go in this area here. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab another one. And sorry about the lawn cutting there. And so look how beautiful that looks. That's the one thing about these double-sided papers, is it's really hard. It's really hard to tell which one you want to use. How gorgeous is that? Okay, just want to make sure that I come in here. All right, so just be careful not to get too close to the edge like I just did. All right, but I like to show y'all, leave all of the things that a crafter might go through with these, okay? Okay, just gonna get that nice and straight. And art glitter glue is so forgiving because it dries clear. So if you want to pop in our Mindless Crafting store, I'll leave the link below because you can get art glitter glue in our store as well. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Look how pretty it's coming out. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and use your papers. I know many of you have a ton of paper, and don't be afraid to use your paper. Okay, so just a little bit more around here. And I'm sorry, but I have my fan going on in the room, so I'm sorry if you can hear it, but it is a very hot day today, so I need the air conditioner and the fan so I won't pass out. Okay, so that's basically how you're going to do this. And so I'll go ahead and add in all of the other pages on here, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so our pattern paper is all in, and look how beautiful that's coming together. Look how gorgeous that is. All of our papers, look how beautiful with those rounded edges. Okay, so now all we have to do is start getting our ribbon on the front. I think we'll still wait on the front cover though. We'll wait until we can put some pockets in on the inside. So now I've had you save these scraps. You can still use some of these to create some pockets on the inside. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so on to the pockets. Now for the pockets, you have these leftover pieces. They're like 2 by 6. And all you have to do is take these, right? And wherever you feel like you want a pocket in your album, you just kind of insert one, right? So here's what I would do. Let's see. I like the way that looks together. Something like that. So if I cut it down to 4, that would be 4 inches, right? Cut that down to 4, right? Because we know that this is 4 inches and we want it to fit right there. So you can take these and use these for the pocket. So now you take this edge, say I want to put my pocket here. I'll take my corner rounder, round that, right? So it's rounded on this edge right here. Now I'll take my glue and I will glue it on 3 different sides. Let's see, my glue is not working there. If you hear that little hemming and hawing, it's my dog. She's outside the room and she wants to come in. So let me go ahead and let her in the room while I unclog this glue. Okay, so strawberry and cinnamon are in the room with me right now. So you might hear some shuffling around. It's just the two of them. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this. So make sure you just glue the 3 sides, right? Don't glue that part. Because I learned I wasn't paying attention and I did that. All right, so now we're just going to glue it in. And now you have a pocket. All right, so you can do a ton of these. So you just choose which pages you want to have the pockets on. Look how cute this one is. Just cut it down. And I'm keeping all of my scrap pieces because I could use it for card making later on or making embellishments. Such a pretty paper. Okay, so this one right here, I might want a pocket on this side. So let's see. I like the way that looks. All right, I'm going to punch it right there and insert another pocket. Glue it on 3 sides. And that easy to do a pocket. Now you could also do a half pocket. So this is, let me just measure this again. This one is 3 by 4 inches. So this is actually a higher pocket. So you can have one come down half the page if that's what you want. All right, I don't want to cover that up because that looks so pretty. So right, you can have one come halfway down the page if you want to. So it's just up to you. Okay, here's another thing you can do. Let's say we're going to do another pocket. And I'm going to cut this down. You can take your circle punch, right? And punch a little notch in it, in the pocket, like right there. And now you just decide where you want that to go. Let's see. Everything looks so cute that I don't want it to go over that page. So I might want to put it here. It's like that, or I can flip it over and put that here. I kind of like that that plays off of that. And now I'm going to just round the corner on that one. Okay, on that side, and then we got another pocket on that side. So this is where you can drop in all of your, like if you want to make some bookmarks, or you want to put little embellishments in there for someone, or some Project Life cards. There's some cutaways that are with this packet as well that you can do. Here's another one. Let's do a side pocket. Let's see which one we want to do that on. We can do a side pocket, excuse me, we can do a side pocket right in the front there. Let's see which one I want to use to put a side pocket in. Could either use the matching one here. Put a side pocket right in the front. Kind of like pockets in the front because then you can drop something in there. These right here can be bookmarks too. So that's the other thing. And I like the way that looks. Maybe make a side pocket on that one. So we're going to cut, since this is already 6 inches, right? We're going to make, we need to round both corners on the left side, right? So it lines up. And then we're going to glue here. I'm just trying to stay away from the edges, but okay. And I can just go ahead and glue that right in there. Making sure that that's good. Look at that. So now you got a side pocket there. There's so much you can do with that. Let's see, I think there's one that is, we'll play off this one. I'm going to use this one and make a pocket right here. Look at that. Or I can come this way and just have it. It could be all black on that side, or I can just do it like, I think I'm going to keep it like that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and cut that down to 4 inches. And that, of course, is my dog sniffing at stuff in the craft room. And they were pretty good at staying out of the craft room for the first half. And now they just decided, hey, we can't stay out any longer. Pet owner life. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that down. And that's how you insert your pockets. And you can do so many other things with it. If you want, we can start to mix and match some of these. Let me show you some of the pocket edges. I got a lot of these left over, right? So what you can do is you can take some of these. Let's get another one on that. You can actually take this and make a little border. And find one that would actually be a good fit. Can make a little border, and then I could put something right here. I think I would rather a darker border on that. Just looking at it, looks like it would need something a little bit darker. See how that is? Even though it has this little hole here, it's okay. So let's see, none of those really hit my eye. None of those really hit my eye as far as a little border to go around this. So I'm going to take one of these other ones. Let's see. I'm going to cut this down. I could put one here. I flip it over and use that as a border right there. All right. So that would need to be cut down 4 inches. Dog, you have the sniffles tonight, huh? That looks a little bit crooked to me for some reason. Could be me. Let's see. So say I put this as a little border just to give it a little bit more interest here. All right, and then don't forget I have little things that I can decorate this with. I have little things to decorate this with. So that's the nice thing is I can go back and I can put some of the other things. This is where I can now start to use some of my ephemera. More than likely I'll use a lot of these in there to decorate. These are the stickers, right? So look at all those stickers to choose from. I could actually drop some leaves in here if I wanted to as well. Okay. So you've got so much that you can do with this. So I'm going to just put this off to the side. Still not ready for those yet. And all of those are part of the kit. It's good to have everything already lined up. Now, also, another thing you can do with this is you can do a band right here. I would make my band just a little bit thinner. So let me just show you what I mean. I'm going to cut this down to about 1.5 inches. About 1.5 inches and by 4. And I can make a little band right here. Right? And then I can slip things right in there. So let's go ahead and do that. Just a nice little place to tuck something in. And then I could decorate it with a little saying in there also. I can have a couple of these little things here. Make your mark. I have a couple of these to decorate throughout. And that's from the same paper pack. I love it. So it's all coming together now. And I think right now we're going to go ahead and start on that cover before we get to do anything else. I think the cover would be the next thing to do. Okay, so first you want to start with your ribbon because I want my ribbon to run underneath my cover and my spine and the back cover. So in order to get that on here, I just have to measure. This is about 25 inches and I want it to be even on both sides, right, like that. So I could either lay this flat and do it if that's how you feel more comfortable doing it, laying it flat. But I need this to be even on both sides, so I think that's the biggest thing here. So let's see how we can do this. So let's see, let's get our ruler, make this happen. It's about 12 and 12 on each side. About 12, and I'm just measuring from this part to this part. Close to 12 and 12. Just a little over actually. Just gonna move that there, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna move that there, and I'm going to run my glue right across the middle. I'm eyeballing this now. Right down the middle there. And don't forget, art glitter glue is forgiving, so I'm gonna pick this up. I'm just gonna place it right there. And it's almost like the ribbon is light enough to just hug the glue. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a, just gently pressing down on it, because the glue at first will seep through. So this I need to let dry. Now I want to close this because I know that the ribbon needs to, you know, just to have a little bit of space on the fold there. Okay, and so it looks good. Just like that, and it'll be fine. Now I'm not worried, it's just a little bit crooked there, but that's okay, because guess what? This is what's going to cover it. So let's give that just a little bit of time to dry before we go ahead and put our cover on. Okay, so time to put our cover on. Really exciting. And right there, I'm too close to the edge, so I don't want all of that on there. Okay, so we want to make sure that's lined up okay. Look how beautiful that looks. The paper really does all of the work on this. How beautiful that is. So I'm just gonna use my fingers and press that in really good. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other side. So my goal is that when you're finished watching this, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I've got to make one. I absolutely have to make one of those. And then you start grabbing up all your paper. Or you can purchase one of these kits from our store. Everything matches so beautifully. I have a feeling I'm going to be making 2 of these. One for each of my daughters. These will make beautiful gifts for them. How cute is that? We haven't even put the spine on yet. So cute. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I mean, if you wanted, you could stop there. But I'm not going to. So let's go ahead and get the spine on here. And you might choose a different cover. You might choose one of the other papers for your cover. So it's just, you know, it's just all about what you want, right? Just make it your own. So we had so much fun making this live. I showed how to make one of these during a live stream. Actually, 2 times, kind of did the foundation, and then in the second live stream, we actually did like the whole book. And so this will be continuous with me decorating it and stuff, but I really want to show you what I would do with these, with this book. So you could add photos in there. You can put little scriptures. There's nothing like just your regular handwriting, okay? It's your footprint, right? And look at that. So here's the outside, and this is going to get really thick. It's going to get really thick as I start adding more and more stuff in there. Okay, so for the cover now, we have so many different things that we could use. You could use some of the ephemera, right? So let me open this up so you can see what this looks like. So look at all the different pieces that I can use for this. I can cut these down, right? All right, so this, look at that. If you wanted to, right? All the cute little pieces on here. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that, family time. Little flowers to go with this. So much to choose from. So this I'm going to use to decorate the inside, make tags and things like that. Look at that. I am loving this. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love that. Look at the clock. So you got all this stuff to play with, plus you have the leaves too. So let me open these leaves so you can see what they look like. And don't be afraid to cut up your ephemera, okay? I do it all the time. You know, you don't have to stick with one type. Or one particular thing. You can shape it however you want. So these leaves, look how pretty this is. Now, is this not going to be the cutest? Okay. Okay, so you unravel it like this. You can trim certain parts off. More than likely, I would trim this off, right? You can use 1 or 2 leaves, or you could use the whole batch. And it's wire, so you can pull them apart. Okay, just showing you what they look like. How cute is that? You get a couple of batches of those, and you can stick that on the cover, right? Let me show you what else you have to decorate with. These adorable gems. Oh my goodness, how cute are these going to be? These are going to be cute. I like to decorate the spine too. Or I can have her wearing a necklace. I think that would be cute. Take the gems and just bring them like right across here as if she has a necklace on. That would be pretty. I could put some of the gems in her hair, the flowers in her hair. Let's see, and then we do have these flowers, which are in the kit also. Sorry I'm making so much noise. I'm just super excited about the way this is coming out, or the ideas and possibilities. Okay, so, let's see. So you just kind of try these out and see what really kind of hits you. Some of these, look at that. It has like the paper, matches the paper perfectly. So you can do all kinds of little things with these. You can actually have the leaves on here. And then I would cut this off and then maybe put these up on here. So maybe take that one away and add one of these other ones in there. Something like that. So it's just good to kind of try it out first and see what you like. I don't even have to do 3 leaves. I could do 2 leaves if I want. Something like that. It all depends. I can come down here with the flowers. That would be pretty. And for these, I would actually use my hot glue gun to get these on here. So yeah, I would need to use my hot glue gun. So let me go ahead and fire up my hot glue gun and we'll get started on decorating the cover. Okay, so my glue gun is heated up, and before I start this area of my mini album, the cover, I'm going to turn this way and work on the spine. So I thought maybe the spine first. So I was looking through the these Prima flowers from the same collection and thinking of using these flowers right here and just lining them down. So there's 6 flowers, just kind of lining them right down the side here. And maybe put some gems on here, so we'll see what it looks like. So we got 2 of each color, so let's see how easy it is to pull these off. And it's pretty easy to pull them off. So I'm going to pull them off that stem. And don't be afraid to alter if you want to. Okay? It's okay to alter your stuff. So if you don't want to have the stem on it, you don't have to. So I'm just lining these up before I glue them down. And I don't think I need my glue gun for this. I think I could just do it without the glue gun. Oh, 4 looks good too. Let's see. So that's what the spine would look like. And that looks pretty, that looks good. I don't think I would need to add any gems to it. See if that's the way I want to have the flowers on there. That looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I like to line them up first. I'm going to put a little bit more glue on here. So we'll see. If I have to go back and use my glue gun, I will. So not a problem. These flowers are so dainty. Such a pretty addition to the spine. And I mean, I could have left the spine just the way it is, but I don't know. It's fun to decorate the spine too. It's all about the style and how you want it to be. I think the cover and the spine is like just a little icing on the cake, right? So I'll probably have to do another video showing you what I do to the inside of this mini album, because it can take a long time. But I hope you've learned something just from the basic structure of it. All right. And I've got all 3 animals in my craft room right now, y'all, including the cat. So I'm hoping that she doesn't jump up here. And of course, guess what she does? She went and jumped up here, y'all. So let me move her out the way. I had a feeling. I saw her coming. Oh boy. Can't help it with animal lovers, okay? This is how it goes, all right? Okay, so for the cover, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this and I want to put this here. I was going to go with the leaves, and then I thought, you know what? It would be too much. I could use this on another cover or in another project. So I thought that that would be too much, so I would go with the butterfly. And I want her to be like the standout on here and her beautiful face. And so I'm going to put the flowers here, right in this corner. Let's see. So I'm going to arrange it first and then I'll glue it down. This is so pretty. So much stuff to enjoy in this kit. It's jam-packed and you'll be able to use them for several projects. Even if you're not doing a mini album, you can do you can do cards, you could do tags, whatever you like. So that's what I'm going with on this. I just absolutely love that, the way that looks. And then I want to give her a necklace right here. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to use these gems here, and I'm going to use this really pretty kind of burnt orange. I don't know if you can see the orange on there. So let's see. I'm going to start here at her neck and just be go light on that and just take my time doing this. And just place it here so it looks like she has on a necklace. And so I did use a little bit too much glue right there. That's all right though. It looks like she has on a gem necklace. Do y'all hear my doggies over here? Sorry about that. Okay, and then I have another one here. And that one is a little bit bigger. Let's see. I can find one that's a little smaller. Yes, I can replace that one real quick. And I think this one right here maybe. So it gives the image of her having on a necklace, right? How pretty that is. Fit one more there. Probably do a little bit larger size one there so it stays right on the end there. And that's what it looks like. Look how gorgeous that is. Okay, so let me take my butterfly off for now. Take my flowers. And so this is very delicate. Look at that. You see how delicate that is? So I want to be very careful in adding my glue on there. So let's see how we're going to do this. Just a little bit. So I'm going to do this pretty fast to get it, really get it on there. But it's very light and airy. I love it. If you hear my dog is chewing on something, hopefully it's something edible. I gotta watch her in my craft room. Oh, she does have her little bone. Okay. All right, and so I'm gonna just place it right there, over to the side just a little bit. Oh, and that worked. Let me get my little tool here. This doesn't need a whole lot of tampering with because it's so light and easy. And if I want to go back and just slip some glue on some of these little edges, I can. All right, and then I'm going to put these on. Now I'm going to use the glue gun. Okay, so I'm going to just put a little bit of glue here. Okay, press that on. A little bit of glue right here. And press that on. But isn't this absolutely gorgeous? And now the butterfly. Just like that. How gorgeous is that? Okay, so that looks really pretty. And you don't want to put too much on this cover because the image does a lot of the work already. So now I'm going to drop a couple of gems, of these gems in her hair. These are so pretty. Right in the flower here. There's a little bit of green, so I'm going to take one of the green gems. And so I'm just making this up as I go and what looks pleasing to my eye. I put maybe a tiny one right here. One of the smaller ones. Oh, I've got some of my glue is still on here. Okay. And just another one like, let's see, that one there. Right here. So yeah, just do what you would like to do, what looks pleasing to you. I think I'm going to use a green one in that one. One of the smaller green ones. And then let's drop a gem right over here. Look at that. That zebra print gem is so pretty. And maybe let's see if we can find a small one. Put one right here. And look how gorgeous that is. I don't need anything else on that cover. Nothing else on that cover. It's absolutely beautiful. How pretty is that? Maybe one right here. See, I'm going to just drop a little green one right there. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to pop this gem off of here because I want to put beautiful on the cover. I really want that word on there, so I'm going to take this off, and of course it's pulling up some of the paper, but that's okay because it's going to be covered up. And I'm going to cut this down a little bit. So that it'll fit on there. I'm going to slip this word on here. So many little things that you can do and just add in and stuff. So let's see. Right about there. Yep, I want it right there. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, of course. So that has ripped my paper just a little bit, but that's okay. It's getting ready to be covered up. Add it in right there. And look how gorgeous this is. I also went ahead and I had to add more bling on here. So I just added a little bit of bling. See, my leaf is moving right there, so just put a little bit of glue. Yeah, so take your time with these albums. I'm not going to do the inside because I'll more than likely record a video for you showing what I do to the inside. And that way it doesn't feel like it's rushed. But this is just the front that I did. I created this beautiful embellishment here. And then I just said, you know what, I'm going to put it right inside of here. Just glue it right in. And I gave it a little bit of dimension too. So for sure, I will definitely show y'all some of the other things that I add to this. Look how cute. Created some bookmarks. I just left this one plain and cut a heart out in the bottom. I might add more to it. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so you got a ton of Project Life cards too still to add into here. I'm going to show you in a moment. So look at that. I just glued this. This is some of the ephemera. So all I did was glue the ends so that I can have a little bit of room to put some of these extras in here. Pretty paper. Okay, this I also created just using some of the little scraps and some of the stickers. They also have stickers in this, so you can do whatever you want. And then I had the image of this beautiful woman, and I just came off of the side. Rather than having it all between the border, it's okay to go outside the lines, right? Okay, just more space here. Another pocket to add things into, but I want this to be nice and chunky. I love when I see albums that are nice and chunky and have a whole lot of stuff. Picture could go here if you want to, and here. How gorgeous that is. Oh my goodness. And I'm just going to leave the cover like this. I might maybe make a little something to go right on in the center there on the back with my initials on it. But how beautiful is that? And the ribbon is just perfect. Just perfect. So I hope the wheels are turning for y'all. Even if you don't get the kit, you'll realize that you have a lot of stuff at home also. You'll start looking through your craft room and seeing what you can pull together to make a beautiful album. Make it fun and have fun with it. Here's some of the other things that still can go in the album. So much fun still to do. Fun stuff to make. Look at this. So you still got the chipboard stickers. The regular stickers. These you can actually put a backing on them if you want to make them more sturdier, or you can just stick them right down into your album or on a bookmark. Still have a lot of ephemera to use. Oh, let me show you this. Look at this, the journaling cards. So I have a ton of journaling cards too to put in here. Look how beautiful that is. Find beauty in yourself, Queen. So all of these journaling cards, my daughters are going to love this, okay? Strong. So you have all of this. I love the print on these. Look at that. You can cut these out too. Don't be afraid to cut these out if you say, hey, I want to add this onto something. You could. And look, all the writing space. And I love that they kept it within the theme. It's not white. So it almost looks like a textured background. Look at this. Dream, lead, fight, think, write, build, speak, educate, believe, challenge, and inspire. How beautiful is that? These will make great, these will go great on greeting cards also. But yes, so much in this kit, so much in this diamond kit. And this is how it would come to you, just like this, with all the items in there. And we didn't even get to use the stamp set yet. So I will use that in another video where I show you what I can do with the stamp sets, with that stamp set that comes with it. So many possibilities. I love it. All right, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed this. I had a good time creating. The process is definitely ongoing. Go ahead and head on. If you want to get one of these kits, we only have a limited quantity. Go ahead and head over to our Mindless Crafting store at mindlesscrafting.com and get your kit. If not, go and look around your craft room. I know you have a bunch of stuff. And let me just give you another look at that. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. So I hope this inspired you to create an album. It's so fun. I am really addicted to mini albums now, as you can see. Look at this. So this is just over the weekend, last week and over the weekend that these were created. And I just, you know, I don't want to stop. Okay, so you can look at all the different styles. So yes, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you at least gave me the time to share something that I love doing. And for other tutorials, I'm so glad to be back. I've got my crafting mojo back. I'm getting into the swing of things again, and you'll be expecting more videos. So y'all take care, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.